Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your participation and dedication in the first day. We are delighted to kick off the second day with our next panel, Design Thinking in Action. As part of this panel, grantees from across the Western Balkans will share concrete experiences in applying design thinking and participatory methods to improve public services in their communities. Our conversation is moderated by Mr. Deniz Hoti, our expert on design thinking. Deniz, please take it away.
Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, yeah, it's good. I'm missing the mic, yeah. Okay, guys, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a beautiful pitch session. Before we start, I want to make some key points. I heard that from Bruno yesterday, yeah. It's very good to share some key points. First of all, I want to tell a story about history of the pitch. A long time ago, almost 15 years ago, I was so inspired by some pitch session in Vienna, in Austria. My very good friend, he showed me actually how that looks like, and I was so amazed. And I don't know, 6 months later, we had that session in Serbia. My organization, we organized, something, and during that conference, we had like pitch session, and that session was the third session ever, pitch session ever in Serbia. First one was Startup Weekend, second one was during Startit Academy, and third one was during our project, Startup Supermarket. And from that time to today, those pitch sessions, they didn't change too much. They are less more the same. They're using same approach. One famous guy Kawasaki, he made 10 slides, 10 points, 10 perspectives, and all those startups, they're using that method to pitch, to share their story. Today we will do something totally differently, because we are in love with this human-centered design and with human-centered approach. And I'm looking forward to hear from those people, those 10 grantees, Weber grantees. I'm looking forward to hear their stories from human-centered perspective, because we made some experiment, we made a framework, we made another pitch methodology just for you. And for the first time, we will use that method. Yeah, it's so nice. Maybe we can make bravo for all of us. Yeah, we will experience some experiments today. Okay, that is the first point. Second, very, very important point. As you can see, we don't have a normal pitch session. We are totally unusual. We are using this fishbowl setup. And if you think why we are sitting like this, we want to send very important message to all of you. We are all equal. We are all same. We don't have a stage. We don't use hierarchy. We don't share the story, from that perspective. We are smarter than you. We are some sages. We have to share something important. Yeah, things like that. That is the reason why we are sitting on this way, because we are all humans. We are all human beings. We are all citizens. That is the key message why we are using this setup today. Okay, that is the second point. Third, very important point. We will not ask audience, okay, guys, if you have some question, please raise a hand, ask that question, and, we will offer to you space. We don't have that. This is the fishbowl. We have this hot chair, okay? This is a hot chair. If you want to share something, you are willing to stand up, to walk silently, and to jump here, and to sit here, okay? And to use opportunity to ask, to share, to tell a story from this perspective, okay? You can very easily become the part of a panel discussion, okay? Whoever wants, don't ask me, okay, I want to share something. Just come here, okay? Great, yeah? I hope so some of you, it's not hot chair, it's a cold chair, no worries. Okay, and the third thing, I have to share something about the rules. We have 10 grantees, but in this inner circle, we have only 5 of them. Okay, only 5 of them. Another 5, they are also somewhere. They will use those chairs. We will have 2 rounds. During the first round, those 5 great people, grantees of the Weber program, they will tell their stories. After that, we will make a switch. Another 5 participants will come, will use those chairs, and they will tell a story. Okay, and the last thing at the end, yeah, you know, we are in Serbia. We are looking forward to have some elections. Probably you're aware about that. And today we will also have, you know, some small exercise. There are some boxes. And all of you, did you find those papers? Yeah, on the chairs? You have to use those papers later on. Just listen very carefully, because after 1 hour and a half, after 1 hour and 50 minutes, we are late. You took me 15 minutes for this panel discussion. Okay. After 1 hour, something like that, at the end of this session, you will have opportunity to vote. We don't have, you know, very, I don't know, important awards, but we have some symbolic awards, and we want to share those awards with the most beautiful projects, okay? And you have to decide who is the most beautiful today, okay? A very simple rule, you have to choose only one project and to circle that project, to close the paper and to put in a box. Box is there, okay? That's it. Okay, my TED talk is done. Okay, guys, now it's time for you. And we will start with Alexandra Dobrenovic, Children Without Limits. Alexandra, please tell us your story. Okay, yeah, sorry, Mike. Yeah.
Thank you very much. As we have only 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes, 2.
2 minutes. I will ask the organizers to start counting now.
Yeah, great.
Before we started the project, we spoke to our friend Tatiana, who is a mother of a child with autism and intellectual disability. And she told us that she feels very alone because her child does not have a place where to play, to socialize, and be after school. And we exactly felt what she, and we understood what she meant, because we are an association of parents with children with autism and intellectual disability, and we share her fears and her loneliness at times also. And first we thought that one of the biggest problems was really the financing, that parents do not have enough money to finance for all different speech therapies, occupational therapies, and so on. And so we started with this idea. But then when we really engaged in the discussion with other parents, we understood, especially with those parents who have older children and young adults, we understood that the biggest problems are when your child goes outside of the school system, and that the state system does not have anything to offer to your child and also to the families of children with disabilities. And we understood very early on that we have to take things into our own hands, and that we have to develop some model to help children and families of with disabilities. And we developed a model of inclusive center for children and also parents of children with intellectual disabilities, and we developed the model not only for children but also for young adults to also take into account the concerns of other parents. And we managed to get the budget also for the center, so we actually established a center, and we have around 20 children who are coming and who are socializing, building up their skills. And I also have to say, not only for children but also for parents, to have a place where to meet, to share their concerns, and to make plans for the future together. And what we can learn from this experience is really that we as parents, we have to be more active and understand our own needs, but that we also have to make the state more responsive to our needs, which is another question that maybe we could discuss later. And what I can say now, we are pleased with where we started and with the first steps that we made, but we are aware that there are so many other families that need support, and we do not know what the future holds for all of us. but we know that we are not going to give up and that we are going to continue our work, and let's keep fingers crossed.
Yeah. Thank you, Maria. Alexandra, yeah, sorry, Maria is the next one. Yeah, Maria Milošević, Tanasijević, Res Publica. Yeah, please.
Hello. I want them to come to my neighborhood, knock on my door and talk to me. Then I might believe that all of this actually has a purpose. This is what one resident of Kragujevac told us when we asked why she had never participated in consultations on the city budget. The problem was not that simply citizens didn't know that these consultations are taking place, but the problem was that they felt that they were not truly wanted there. People felt they've been consulted just for appearance's sake, that the decision had already been made, and their opinions wouldn't change anything. And as a result, they became disengaged. At the beginning, we thought that solution was better communication with citizens, more announcements, more invitations, more forms. What surprised us was that citizens were not asking for more information. They were asking for conversation. They wanted to meet people making decisions, ask questions, and to be heard. They wanted faces, not the forms. This is why we develop a model in which events in neighborhoods and local communities are mandatory part of decision-making processes regarding a budget. Instead of citizens coming to the city hall, we wanted city to come to its citizens. When we presented this approach to citizens for the first time, we heard that they would be willing to participate. So beyond events, this model includes submission of citizens' proposals, their evaluation, deliberation of citizens' assembly, public voting on shortlisted ideas, integration of selected proposals in the budget, and mandatory monitoring and reporting on implementation. So we learn how to design a process that citizens are willing to trust. What we still don't know is how to move from imagining democratic institutions to building one in a context where democracy itself is increasingly constrained. Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you, Maria. Okay, now we are going to North Macedonia. Yeah, Rubin. Sorry, Rubin. Yeah, you're all from North Macedonia. Yeah.
He's a handsome and very smart fellow, so I really don't mind being.
I put him on a picture. I know. I felt some pressure. Yeah.
Thank you,
sorry,
Deniz.
Rubin. Thank you.
Like every beautiful story that starts with once upon a time, there was also once upon a time a beautiful story that was happening in the most southern city in the Western Balkans area. It's called Bitola, where out of all the beautiful national parks, mountains, people, and everything else, there was a little bit of piece of missing, especially when it came to the public reform monitoring, when citizen participation, and a little bit of direct inclusion of the residents, particularly the youngsters and youth, because this beautiful city of Bitola happened to be a university city as well. So a fellowship of organizations and kindred and same-minded people gathered around this idea. First of all, to do a bold pioneering move, to scale down what was nationally monitored when it comes to public reform administration, to scale it down for the first time and to be measured on local level, which produced a significant information on how this beautiful city to be even more developed in the near future, especially from the perspective of public administration management. Also, it was noted that we do have a lot of data, but we don't have the information, especially when it comes to the cultural events in the city and what is happening in this city, who is statistically the city with the biggest number of cultural events per year per capita. But people only had data. It's happening 500 events, 300 events, but they didn't have processed information of how and where to access this, how to participate in the cultural events, especially in the digital times when youngsters and majority of the people are not used to having paper printed flyers and information, rather than they do it in a digital form. So what we did is, for the first time, for pioneering process, we introduced the design thinking was introduced by this beautiful fellowship of organizations into the local context, and we actually, instead of trying to figure out what the solution is from our desks or from theory, we invited about 300 people in 2 events so they can design what is necessary of how to make solutions applicable when it comes to information with the public service on their own, for their own benefit. It's working perfectly, but more importantly, the outcome of this fellowship and of this design thinking is that the final outcome is actually owned and managed by the municipality, who is the main lord in the overall
Like
context. Exactly, and it's sustainably secured, so it's working officially. Also, in this cultural event tool, we have officially signed memorandum by 20 responsible national and local institutions who are responsible for cultural production, so they can gather and put input in and out of this tool, and the people are properly informed. On the big picture, especially important for the design thinking, we also measured how people are happy or unhappy with the public services when it comes to the local context of the municipality, but not just for municipal services. The big state apparatus as well was measured, and also we have an official report of how further this beautiful municipality is actually going in the story of digitalization in the public reform activities or their responsibilities. So nationally scaled down to local. The insights of this beautiful fellowship and of this beautiful story are definitely a beautiful input, valuable input of how this story will be further developed in near, short, and long-term future. Thanks.
Thank you, Rubin, so much. I have to pass to the beautiful guy.
Are you sure?
He mentioned
I
it.
have to see the action next.
Okay, Alexander Jovanovski, Center for Social Innovation, Blink. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Jovan is in his 20s. He's coming from the small town of Kočani in eastern North Macedonia, and he runs a small business. He's a vendor that rents wedding equipment, and he runs that equipment and that business by himself. He realized that he needs some papers, some registration documents from the municipality, that everything, of course, it's legal. He tried through the portal of the municipality to do so, and after 3 times, the licenses never arrived, and of course, then he missed the opportunity, and then he was again made to go again and submit the entire documentation in person, in paper. We realized it's not about the technology, it was not about the process, it was about the silence. So the municipality was silent. There was no feedback, there was no response, it was just blank space. And of course, that means that there is nobody on the other side. And of course, he lost trust. He continued doing his own business, but sort illegally. Then, of course, through our project, we realized that we have to work to make sure that the community understands the value of public technology. We ran a citywide simulation with young people and asked them, what are your needs and what are your problems, and what you need for us through this project to train the municipality how to respond to your issues. Fortunately for us, we had 1,200 young people divided in 3 groups through an application, through a tool of public consultation through our digital platform M-Community, and we gathered responses across all sectors. Then through these mechanisms, we of course, prepared the findings, we presented to the municipality, and finally the municipality said, yes, we need training, we need to see how we can improve our responsiveness to the citizens. Of course, then resulted in preparation of a new strategy for engagement of young people, especially young people that are they have entrepreneurship spirit, they want to make change in their own community, and that strategy actually became part of the official work of the municipality. We trained across 30 municipal staff, engaging a wider circle of around more than 100 employees in the public administration. Then they asked us what we have to do, and we said, at least when you receive a complaint or request by a citizen, in the first 24 hours, just say, thank you, we received your message, we will do our best to respond to your claim. Through our platform and community, then in 1 month, we gathered more than 1,300 new subscriptions, not because we told them that you have to subscribe, because they saw that the municipality was willing to open itself and actually start solving the citizens, the problems of the citizens. And finally, Jovan, through legal manners, actually managed to issue his own license and start doing the business, his business legally. And finally, we are wondering whether this was a result of a push from a project and our constant engagement on ground, or whether this was just a small window that we used just to implement a project idea without any sustainability. So our aim and objective, without even support, is to continue doing our work and educating the municipality to put the citizen first. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, pass to Nina. Yeah, as you can see, you know, those are friends from North Macedonia. They don't respect too much time. But yeah, it's okay. Thank you so much. So inspirational. Okay. The last for the first round, Nina Markovic, Open Dialogue Network. Yeah, that was my wish, you know. When I saw the pitch session in Austria, yeah, they are doing something similar. Yeah, Nina, please.
Thank you.
Tell
So
us.
every day I spend more time in traffic than I spend it quality time with my friends at home. My city never recognized me as an actor. So this first sentence we heard from Daniela, who is 39 years old, and she has 2 kids, and she was born and raised in Podgorica. The second sentence was told by Alexander, who works like an actor in National Theatre. So when we met them, they didn't want to talk about only problems, about urban development, about problem with parking spaces. They wanted to talk about their everyday life, because nobody ever asked them, what do you need? What is your problem? So they told us that they feel like they are being ignored, that discussions about city and how Podgorica should look like are never being heard, never being asked by the citizens that they live there. So they worried about traffic, they worried about disappearing public spaces, they worried about their neighborhood, but they worried about nobody ever asked them, or nobody wants to hear what they have to say. So when we started the project Reprogram, we thought that we would mostly discuss about technical issues like mobility, urban development, lack of parking spaces, lack of green spaces, and environment. But citizens like Daniela and Alexander showed us that these problems are much more deeper. People feel disconnected from all decisions they are making in name of them who live there. So this is why we focused on creating spaces where they can speak about their needs. So through the public forums, focus groups, local community meetings, and research on urban mobility and the future development of Podgorica, we invited citizens, first of all, actors, activities, and experts, and local community also, to contribute their ideas and priorities. So, first of all, we wanted to listen, and then to speak about sets of recommendations that we will send to our local community. And at the end of this project, we finished last July. We had that meeting that was like final event when we had all of them who were on our project. They told us like for the first time they are feeling heard. They don't know how Podgorica would look like in 10 years, but they want to speak because somebody is willing to hear that. So the most important outcome of our project was not a report or set of recommendations, even though we sent it to the local community. We had them on our final event and we gave to them. But it was kind of feeling that they wanted to participate. They're not feeling ignored. They're feeling like somebody is giving them space and somebody is giving them their voice. So, but one question remains, and we have a problem with that, but maybe we will continue doing some similar projects. We want city to be able to give a space to citizens before main ideas and main activities are doing. So that's the most important thing. We don't know what Podgorica would look like in 10 years, but we now have citizens who are willing to be part of it.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Nina, please. Okay, guys, it's time for the second round. You're free. Just okay. Hajde. Nemamo puno vremena. We don't have too much time. They took me 15 minutes, you know, in the beginning. I don't know why. Okay, but yeah, we are good. We are still good. Okay, guys, I need your help. I know Farid is there. Maybe you can turn your, yeah. You also, you lost your name tag, yeah? Yeah, never mind. We are missing one person. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah?
I
Okay.
think Bojan is
Bojan?
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Bojan.
here, Bojan.
Bojan Kovacevic, Center for Governance Studies.
Yep.
Okay, what we can do? We have to move forward, yeah?
We have much time, more time.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes more, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, I will pass the mic to the Farid Murseli, Democracy for Development. Sorry for pronunciation.
Thank you. It was like going to the basketball court.
Yeah?
Yeah,
NBA finals.
Yeah,
you know,
finals.
is
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity. I will start my pitch with a sentence. So, sometimes I feel the municipality only hears us during the elections. The rest of the time, we don't know if anyone is listening to us. This is a statement said by Zana, a girl who lives in small town of Kosovo, Podujeva. So this is how many of citizens of Podujeva describe their experience when we met them. And in the beginning of the project, we assumed that the main issue is the part of issuing the quality of municipal services, but we were wrong. So the real issue was that the citizens wanted to be more heard, to be more informed, and to be included in the decision-making processes. So this made us, instead of designing the solutions for the citizens, we made solutions with citizens. And what we did workshops, focus groups with citizens from different categories, different ages, different vulnerable groups. So in order to understand better their needs. And this helped us to create workshops where we prepare these citizens to take part in the public discussions with the municipal officials. So we prepared them and we went together with them to see how this is going. So we organized 2 non-formal public discussions between citizens and the officials of municipality, and one which was organized by the municipality. So As a result, citizens told us that this was the first time that they thought their opinion mattered, and they are kind of included in the decision-making processes. Because we saw that the real challenge is about moving the citizen from being a passive recipient of the decisions to becoming an active partner in shaping their community. So one challenge still remains. We see that citizens want more to be part of the decision making, but on the other side we see the lack, the municipal officials said that there is lack of engagement by the citizens. The question is, how do we turn this into a lasting culture of participation into public discussions after the project ends? We know that maybe the successful local democracy is not measured by how many public discussions we organize. It's about how do we make people feel empowered to participate tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Okay, Bojan is not here. I will pass to the Božidar. Yeah?
Božidar, yes.
Božidar Jović, Association of Citizens Demos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a great pleasure to be here with you today to share a local success story from Brčko district. This is a story about how a seemingly theoretical concept design thinking transformed our approach to public administration reform and turned into concrete citizen-led action. On behalf of the Citizens Association Demos Brčko district to the project Public Administration Tailored to Citizens, which was proudly supported by the web grant scheme, we set out with a clear mission to demystify complex administrative processes and digital services and place them directly into the service of ordinary people. All too often public administration reform is perceived through the closed bureaucratic loops, heavy regulations and technical jargon that feels completely detached from everyday life. We decided to flip the narrative. We applied design thinking, a methodology that places the human being and their real world experience at the very center of every solution. In the first phase, the empathy phase, we stepped out of our offices and went straight to the streets, right to our local youth square. We wanted to move away from traditional passive surveying. Instead, we equipped our field team with digital tablets and engaged in direct dialogue, gathering insight from over 500 citizens. We also organized focus groups with civil society and key local actors. We wanted to deeply understand what truly frustrates citizens when they try to communicate with local authorities. Through the process of co-ideation with the users themselves, we defined a specific problem. Citizens lack a fast, transparent, and a digital way to report public utility and administrative issues in their community, as well as a way to track what institutions are actually doing about it. This initiative became their initiative from day one because citizens actively shaped it during our PAR forums. And the hard work paid off. After months of co-designing and testing, we officially submitted this citizens initiative to government of Brčko district, backed by major of district and deputy president of a local assembly. What were the key lessons? A sense of ownership creates sustainability. When citizens participating in design of solution, they stop being passive critics of government. They become actors of change. Furthermore, when decision makers see a well-defined proposal shaped by the actual needs of hundreds of citizens, the door of institutional cooperation open much more easier. Agility and risk management are crucial. During implementation, we faced external challenges such as administrative delay in funding. However, design thinking taught us agility to constantly adapt our steps, anticipate mitigations measures, and never lose sight of the end user. Modernizing the process sets an example for institution. We introducing digital tools like tablets. For our field work, we minimized data analysis errors and dramatically speed up the process. In doing so, we demonstrated to the public administration itself how the civil sector can be faster, more modern, and more efficient in gathering and processing ground level level date. Our project did not end the moment we stamped out initiative at the government registry desk. Well, we are continuing our advocacy and monitoring efforts until this mobile application becomes fully operational. Till now, we have promises, but
Welcome back, Božidar.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was in the text. Okay, so basically I will close my laptop and say a few words. I think this project is very good for ordinary people, because actually the people will have a tool maybe to send in real time problems to their institutions to solve it.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you, Božidar. Okay, next Haltesteller. Yeah, we are moving forward with Megan Kepi, Together Foundation. Yeah, please, Megan.
Hello. I want to apologize first because it's the first time speaking in front of so many people, and it doesn't help that I'm the youngest.
Yeah, no worries. Just share. Yeah.
I am Megan Kepi, and I represent here the Together Foundation, which is an organization that promotes the right of persons with disability in Albania. Our project, The Street Speaks for Inclusivity, has put into practice the municipality of Kamas, the design thinking method. An architect was involved in consulting different communities in this municipality, such as children, elderly, persons with disability, and the municipality urban department staff to give their feedback on the main boulevard of this city.
Yeah, no worries. Just be yourself.
On how to design a space that is friendly, inclusive to the different communities. The outcome was a prototype that influenced many new streets and intervention being implemented in this municipality with higher standards and accessibility and inclusivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you, Megan. Okay, I will pass the mic to the Herga Protoduri. Protoduari. Okay, sorry, Herga. Women in Sustainable Agriculture. That is the name of the organization. Yeah. Please share with us.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be with you here today. Today, I would like to briefly present the project, Empowering Women in Rural Areas to Access Public Capital Investment Needs. Through this project, you use the design thinking approach to structure and develop our work. One of the most important elements from our process was meeting with the girls and the women from the rural areas of the municipality of Berat. We listen them to share the daily challenges that they face every day in their areas, neighborhood. They spoke about poor roads, transportation problems. It's more difficult for them. Limited child care service. Maybe you say that problem with service about child. Yeah. Have many problem with the school, the road for to go to the school, and it's and difficult in selling their agriculture products. One of the most important things of let's call the K of this problem is that many women felt their voice were not heard in decision-making processes. It's very important to listen and the woman about the problem that we have in our life every day. For these reasons, together with the community, we proposed the creation of a Women Advisory Council Today, we have developed an initial model of this mechanism and have already started testing it in practice. Our challenges now is to ensure that this mechanism becomes sustainable and effective in the long time for to be the best for these women that haven't their that haven't their complicated in their life. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Helga. Okay, just stay there. We have 2 more chairs. Maybe I can invite, I don't know, whoever wants from the first round to come here and to take those chairs, because we will have a small discussion now. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Alexandra is there. Yeah, please, Rubin. Why not? I have prepared some questions for you. After this discussion, we will also share some, key points, and we will try to do that together and to send some messages, to the space. Maybe someone can hear that and support us. Okay, I'm so inspired by your projects. I'm thinking, how to scale those projects, how to use, how to copy your ideas and how to implement, because I'm also leading, one NGO, and thank you for whatever you did in the last 2 years. And I was like, wow, with Alexander, he mentioned, I don't know, crazy numbers. Yeah, it's very nice to hear that, what you actually achieved in the last 2 years. Yeah, thank you for your effort. What I want to ask you, now you have some experience, you did something, you had that back and forth with the donors, and this donor is not usual donor. You had that opportunity to little bit, rethink what you actually want to do. You wrote project proposal, after that we had that design thinking training, and you had a space to change something, to change your way, to jump, on the field, to ask the citizens, and based on that to make something what is specifically good for them at the end. And yeah, from that perspective, what would you have done differently if you had spoken to your end users before writing project proposal?
This particular one or in general?
Yeah, maybe we can stay focused on this project, because it's good experience. It's very related, to what we already mentioned. Yeah. Yeah, of course, Ruben. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
I can yell.
Yeah. Okay, just before Ruben start, I just want to emphasize that we have this chair, and if you want to jump here and to become part of discussion, please use this opportunity. Okay? Yeah. Please, Ruben.
Well, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward. I was really looking forward to this part of the session, because it's really much more discussion oriented rather than just speaking in one direction. And to get back to your question, I would first definitely would like to thank the entire fellowship composition, our colleagues from AP, from Skopje, the donor, the community from Belgrade, because we all did a great job perfectly fulfilling each and everyone's role as the theory goes. And it's, at the end of the day, it all came about asking the people, or asking the end users, or asking the stakeholders, what is the problem and what is the possible solution. And in this composition of the fellowship, everybody was just listening or doing what was needed to be done. As an additional, thanks to the practicing of the design thinking methodology in our project, we ended up with an added value of literally solving at least 2 more things for the municipality of Bitola while we were practicing all those design thinking sessions, particularly with the managers or the directors with the public utility companies that are under the mandate and they are founded by the municipality. And thanks to the process, we were the ones who were asking the questions and trying to find the solutions and propose to them, and then we ended up in, setting the chess table properly, so everybody was a win-win. And as an added value of the project, we ended up with 2 more solutions still in practice for the public service in municipality of Bitola. So the key takeaway from the process is just not trying to figure out the solution on your own, because essentially we are all administrations, we are just the people who are guiding the process, but the particulars of the needs of the citizens and of the people are actually on their side, in their minds, in their reality. So I would just suggest that this methodology and this process is copy-pasted and replicated as it is, because it really works. It gives results just by placing each and everyone to their particular role in the given context.
Yeah. I think that is very important what you emphasized. You didn't speak only with your end users. You involved from the early beginning all important stakeholders in a co-creation process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks for mentioning this word co-creation, because at least in our country, in our economy, the mindset is like this.
No worries, no worries.
The public sectors is always the one to be blamed for the situation, for the existing problems, and the other side, the citizens or the community, is the one who is who is just saying this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And when you have that kind of polarized situation, everybody's feeling defensive, and the progress is very, very slow. So when you take the decision makers into the same place, the fishbowl, or when you go to them and say, okay, here we are on the same side, we're not blaming you for not doing this or that, let's see what we can do, and you are more than welcome to participate, because after 4 o'clock, even the mayor is just a citizen of the municipality. He is not in the role of the mayor. And that's in this manner, especially when you're applying the design thinking, you have co-created solutions who are sustainable. Particularly in our case, we definitely wanted to go beyond the project activities and actually made it, the outcomes of the process are now somehow a public asset. They're owned by and managed by the municipality, so there's no possibility for escaping left or right.
Yeah. Thank you, Rubin, so much. Thank you for this perspective of how it's important to change the game and change the narrative. And yeah, we have to do that. Yeah, so nice. Yeah, please.
Okay, thanks. I think that I would like to make kind of a point from my organization's view, because we in our organization, we are also end users. So we kind of have a particular role, because we are also an organization that wants to make a change, and we also are end users. And I think that what we assumed before we started the project is that we know everything because we are end users. And we didn't realize that there are so many other families that have different perspectives that we were not able to understand before we started the process. So I think for us the lesson is to connect to other families as end users before we propose a project, and to build better alliance between us, because this is something that we would need later on, and this is a kind of next step that we want to advocate for the change. And I think for us, we have understood through different processes that were going on over the past couple of months that it's not easy to make alliance between parents and our community. And this is something that we have to work on if we want to make the change with the local government. But we also understood that we have to make a change not only at the local government level, but also at the central government level, which is even more difficult, let's say. So I think that many questions opened up, and I wanted to answer your first question, what we have learned through this process, and maybe just to initiate this one, how we can make a public campaign. Once we do this first step, we realize the problem, we identify the models, how can
public
we make
advocacy campaign.
Public advocacy campaign. I think that this is something that is really important for us, because every day we are kind of facing some issues, and some new law wants to be adopted. We can see the problems. but we don't know where to start from. So maybe this is something to think about the future, because many speakers said that we want to make the project sustainable. We want to see, this to be in practice in long term, not only maybe during the project. And it's great that many of the projects already achieved this impact, but we want to have the sustained impact.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Alexandra. I want to tell a story regarding to how we actually, how we know who are actually our users at the end. My very good friend from Nordeus, he was there from 0 to 100 employees from the early beginning. That is the famous company here in Serbia. And Epic Games, bought that company for I don't know how many millions of dollars. And he had a joke. They bought us because we had a book around 3,000 pages about our end users. They really knew how people behave when they play their games, and that was actually the main. He is making a joke. The main reason why somebody decide to invest in them. Sometimes, we have that wrong assumption that we really know who are our users, but we have to check that, we have to test that, we have to go back and forth, we have to learn at the end who are our personas for whom we are designing those solutions. Thank you for that, and I also want to share and to invite donors and people who are writing those big projects. Now we have some great solutions. We together we invested more than 10 years. Weber is around 10 years now. In making something. And now we have a platform, we have some solutions. How to scale those solutions? Why we have to make something from the scratch? How to support those people who already did something very nice to scale their impact around the Balkan? That could be like maybe another project proposal.
May I just?
Yeah. Please sit. Can I? We are in a fishbowl.
Yes, I will use this opportunity. Thank you, because you inspired me about the replicability, scalability, everything that you said.
We are the same. We inspire
Even
each other.
though I'm always saying and reflecting, especially I was talking to my team, AP, when we were coming here to Belgrade, I was talking with the CEP team. Although this is a very small scale project, compared to the projects that we are implementing, they're nothing. But the impact and the knowledge that we gained through the implementation of these 12 months, there were such insights on how actual public administrations, local public administrations function, that in a way inspired us to scale even further, not only to make a model that can be replicated to that size municipality, not only in Macedonia, but in the Western Balkans, but also to make other proposals in a way that inspire different type of actions. This project, our project, to the value of public technology and the results that we gained, enable us to certify a proof of concept that also pushed us to propose the first CERF application that is actually based on this small grant.
Nice.
So in a way, because we already have data from the ground, because we didn't know, we have a communication with the municipality of Kočani, memorandum, understanding. Actually, my roots from my mother's side, I'm from Kočani, I was a bit even more engaged, a bit more emotional to have the results. But at the beginning, we didn't have the youth on our side. They were like, okay, it's going to be the same. But after a while, and the issue of communication, we had to push, and we had to use everything that the local community had to offer on the ground. Luckily for us, the liaison officer from the municipality was a former journalist, and she was working in the cabinet of the mayor. So in a way, we used her expertise to push through the high schools and then also the university in Štip. And when we organized the PAR forum in Kočani, actually it was a youth forum. It was nobody else attended except youth. So in a way, through changes, amends throughout the implementation, we found a way that maybe youth can be attracted. Having in mind, we are not talking about Bitola, we are talking about Kočani, a very small town on the outskirts, known town that actually flees the country, migrates and whatever. But the proof of concept, it's there, it's tested, it gave the results, and in a way inspired us not only to keep it in this small project preparation facility, but to move forward, to apply to a Horizon, to apply to
Wait,
projects.
wait.
and
Serve
just to-
first, serve after that, you know,
just,
Horizon. Yeah.
just grow it further. So
Yeah,
that was
great.
just my.
Just stay here. Don't leave. If someone of you want to leave, that is also totally. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, in general, we had good experience from the Weber's project, but on the other hand, we noticed that public administration is actually closed to ideas from NGOs in general. And I think maybe in the future to do the education actually to decision makers to learn how to learn a methodology or approach to ask people actually what do they need. Because it's not the same perspective from someone who is on a position of decision making, representative or deputy. Maybe his idea are different from the ideas of people who voted for him. And actually when the elections finished, nobody asked people who elected that person what actually did they want. And that is the perspective that we must change in decision making process in public administration, because actually we can't make a centric, human-centric public administration actually if they don't ask us what actually we need in that process.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Božidar. Yeah. Please.
I want to share that part that you mentioned, what would be done differently if it wasn't this approach. And for example, when we would take, or how it goes often, when we take these insights from the people, we are the ones that we go to the public officials, to the government, and we try to represent these issues to them. So we changed that by preparing citizens and sending them to face the officials. I think that that's really important to see citizens asking for their needs directly to this. So this, I think we made the change by putting the citizens first and making them asking for what they need from their representatives. The other thing that is important, which I don't know how about the other countries, but in Kosovo, what I faced during the meetings with people and focus groups, I saw that also we should motivate people more to be more active in asking for what they deserve or need. Because like in focus group of 60 people, when we asked them about all issues that they face and how many of them address them to the municipality in this case, just 3 of them were who sent official requests to the municipalities of 60, but all of them had these kind of issues. So I think we should motivate more people, because we know that the officials, government, municipalities, that they do not have people who are active. For them, it's like a good thing. And they just said, we do not have any of yeah. So I think we should motivate people to be more active in asking from their municipal the rights that they deserve. So yeah, that's short.
Very good point from Ferry. That is actually democracy, you know. If your neighbor, you know, remind you what you have to do, and if you
It's also
share.
the responsibility of the citizens to be active and not just to be passive on the side and saying, well, they're the bad guys and that's it. We have to push.
Yeah, so I have one
Please,
similar
Nina.
question, because we have, like, I think Maria has the similar project as we. They also gave the voice to citizens, but those citizens gave us their time, their ideas, their solutions. But one question remains with us. So the project is ended. So what now? What to do today to our citizens feel like somebody else is going to hear them? Okay, so we had the opportunity because of the Institute Alternativa and all of our
Network.
yes,
however,
and Biciclo.me also did this project with us. but what now? Because we had people who are like, nobody wants to hear what I have, what problem do I have. First conversation that we had like actress activities and everyone. There was a problem with ugovori. Contracts with actors from local national Podgorica's theater, and media wrote about that. And because I work as a journalist, I know where is the story. So we did some pressure, like Alexander told us, okay, so there is a solution, but what when it happens? Because we have several of projects like this, but how to include, how to motivate citizens, and how to not stop with this project. And maybe that's not a question for us, maybe that's a question for other organization, maybe for Institut Alternativa, or how to feel like, yes, now I want to speak with you, and now I want to hear what is your problems, and maybe I can solve it. Because in Podgorica, after this project finished, we had other local
Last.
Last.
I've lost. Government. Last.
Our local government changed, so we had we weren't sure what will happen now. Will they continue to be able to hear us and our citizens? For everything that this Podgorica is, they're not hearing us very well.
Yeah, thank you, Nina, so much.
Maybe I have a
Yeah,
solution.
okay. Yeah,
There is a
please.
solution. The biggest problem in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but I think in the other countries, is a lack of knowledge how to participate. And unfortunately,
That is a problem, very solution.
primary and secondary schools are the solution.
Education.
Yeah. So education system must be updated in a way to learn children and youth how to use system tools to participate in decision making. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, we have in primary school just 1 year and one class per week for democracy and human rights. That's not enough. On the other hand, we have 2 classes per week of religion, Islamic, Orthodox, or Catholic. That's not normal. And after students finish school, actually they know nothing about system, about society, about country, about democracy, or very small. So I think the solution is making strong pressure to school systems to involve more school subjects that will actually learn students or pupils what the democracy is. Because we are not citizens by born, we become citizens, and we must have a knowledge to become.
Yeah, thank you.
Just very short.
Let's go.
I think a good idea just to respond to these needs, and I agree what has been said here, is really to teach us public campaigning. I think this could be kind of a natural next step, and I'm not sure if you have now funds for Weber or any other initiative, but I think this would be really valuable for us to learn how to make a public campaign. So now we have learned how to make a product, how to do the empathy, how do we respond to the citizens' needs. And the next step is really how to persuade the government to take this on at the local level and at the center level. And what are the ways and to lead us through the process. I think that would be very valuable. So just, in terms of thinking of the future projects, this would be my proposal. Thanks.
Yeah, cool. Go, Helga, go.
Something interesting that I want to say in Berat is the first time that the women are being together for this problem. And I believe that with this project, it's not the finish of the project. It's the first step for this woman to be the voice of these rural areas and I believe that we initiate them for to make this problem more different that are in this moment, and I believe that we close this project in the rural areas in Berat with this key point, let's to say.
Yeah.
That it's not finished. It's not the end. It's the start. We just started this initial for to being the voice, for to being the woman, the voice of these problems.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much, all of you. You actually made, good intro for the another question. Yeah. Welcome. Idemo. Yeah. Small win. I really like this. I'm very good. Yeah. Maybe you can. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Please.
I come from Serbia, and I would definitely agree with Božidar what he said, because I work a lot with the local governments, and we are facing really a wide range of difficulties in communicating them, because many of them, or most of them in Serbia, are not responding anymore to different initiatives of the local civil society. So that's, the current situation. What I wanted to ask you all, while preparing those projects, those small but impactful projects, did you have a chance to consult the, the adopted local municipal strategies, sector strategies, youth action plans, or the documents that are actually the documents adopted as an act of political will of the local self-government? Because this is what exactly we in Subotica, for example, or in some other smaller municipalities across Vojvodina region are doing. So how to remind the local governments to fulfill their tasks and responsibilities that are written, enlisted in those strategies, assuming that they were prepared like in some participatory methods, that we also as citizens had a chance to participate in defining those policies. So for me, I think that these actions that you developed, delivered, are not a single actions, because they somehow are incorporated in a wider, let's say, policy documents of your local self-governments, which they really have to, I guess, that this is their responsibility to make them happen, so that the citizens know that they are willing to do so.
Yeah. Thank you, Stanka. Great question. Yeah, please stay with us, because, please go, Robin.
Thank you so much. Beautiful question. People who are coming from our sector are definitely fans of strategies, developments, and things written in paper, because this is how we orient in the ever-confusing society, and especially public sector. In our case, in the case of municipality of Bitola, we were lucky, quote to quote, but this was a knowledge before the design of the project, because the key tool that we were using for communicating and asking the citizens and the municipality what is the solution to a certain problem is actually written in the statute of the municipality. It's called Community Forum, as a tool, a possibility for direct participation in the local democracy. So we went to the municipality and said, hey, we have this possibility to do something for the public sector and for the public service, and this is the tool that you have mentioned in your Article 52 of your statute as a possibility for the people, citizens, to be part of the public decision-making process, and we are going to implement it so you can have the solutions brought back. Luckily for us, this administration of the municipality, starting from 2021 onwards, is using this community forum tool for the budgetary planning. And it was brought out of necessity, because now just give me a little bit of a minute so I can give you the context to tell you how actually out of necessity sometimes the best democratic solutions work. in the past council composition, there was not a political party who had the majority. So there was a small 3 people coming from an independent list was actually making the majority left or the right whenever they decided it's going to be a left or right oriented governing. And it was a big problem to design the budget because no party had the majority and it was not a smooth process. So the municipality and administration said, okay, we go all in, we use the community forum, and we decide the budget through a public consultation, so everybody is invited to participate, and nobody is going to blame the mayor or the secretary or the finance department that the draft of the budget is only on their own necessity. And they saw that it works. When you bring people, which is bringing me back to the solution of how to practice democracy better, the worst understanding of the democracy is that it's all about the rights. Yes, we do have consensus so that we have rights for the greater purpose of our responsibilities. Responsibilities are the ones that are on the top of the hierarchy. So you give people chance to decide, but you invited them, you ask for their time, and actually you make them in a fighting ring with many of them and the best idea to win. Having this beautiful experience that it actually works, it's a little bit of friction, but it works. The municipality said, okay, if you use the community forum tool, no problem, because we know that the solution, it's a consensus, it's mandatory for us, and we have all the legitimacy or the authorization to just act upon it. To bring you back finally as a conclusion, following what is written in the official documents and on the acts is always the best outcome scenario and the best path to be followed, because it's a complex context. Even for the municipalities, they cannot answer to all the needs. The budget, the human resources, and everything else is limited, and the needs of the people are practically unlimited. This is not applicable to Bitola or to Belgrade. It's also applicable in Melbourne or elsewhere in the world.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you, Rubin. We had something similar in Shabbat, like almost 15 years ago, that participatory approach for budgeting. But nowadays we don't have that anymore. We were like, Shabbat is like small Switzerland, it's Serbia, like a beautiful island, and yeah, things can be differently there. But yeah, things changed very bad. Can I just ask the last question? Yeah. We had very nice intro. Sorry, Božidar. Just to make, because we don't have too much time, only 10 minutes more. Just to ask this, I think is very important because you shared that, you made that focus, you made the intro for the last question, and maybe we can invite, some donors or some people who are writing. No. That is perspective. They are watching you all the time.
Kidney donors.
I'm just observing, their eyes and their sight. Yeah, why not? Probably you had that feedback round, you went back and forth, you spoke about what went well, what didn't, how you can improve, your approach of this consortia, approach of Weber. But yeah, I also want to ask all of them, once more in a public, what did, Weber enable you to do, and what is still missing? Yeah, and also we want to offer, perspective from your side. Yeah.
Okay, just in short, what Weber enabled us is really to learn about this design thinking and how to have greater insights of the needs of the community and how to have different models and test them and so on. So this is something that we already knew somehow, but it really kind of gave us more food for thought, and we understood that really this is the way to go. And what is missing in the end, something that I already said, so maybe I will just repeat, is really how to put these models in practice, how to make a government, make this next step more responsive when we share the model or the solution, or we say we need a service from you, how to make them, how to convince them that they have to listen to us. And we already have some, thoughts about that, but how to make like an effective public campaign at the local level, but also at the central level, and there are different instruments, but we really feel that we would need support, someone to lead us through this process. And I think this would be really very valuable, even in our country where, things are very difficult to move. But we can see they could be moved, but I think we need to learn more ourselves, and this is something that you can guide us on, how to make this pressure and how to make best possible chances that our models are implemented as sustainable practice.
Thank you, Alexander. It's not easy to do that, Of course, depends. But yeah, we can try. Why not? Cool. Very
Okay. About what enabled us, it's this new approach, I think. Even though that many of these phases that design thinking has, I think that we as NGOs, we use it, but maybe not in this structured way, because of the way of part of the research, empathy, and this we used before. But this structured way is something new that is good to use it also in the new project that we implement. About what you would like or still is missing.
Yeah.
It's the part that I also mentioned during the presentation of our project is how to enlarge this, to make more wider this action within the citizens. I agree with the colleague who said that I think this is really important to start from the schools, to make people more active. I think it's something that you should learn from early steps. You cannot learn like people who are on, like, I don't know, 30, 40 to do this decision. With the group that we work, it's really helped us, and we saw that maybe from some of them will be still active, but how to do this like in wider area, to have in all different municipalities and have more people active in requesting what they deserve or need from their officials.
Yeah, thank you for it.
Exactly. This is. I don't believe have any missing, but I want to be more initial for this project, to have another steps about the items, the project that we have been finished for the moment, let's say. But everything okay, it's okay, and the people have more interesting to be the part of this project, to make the different project about the woman or anything else, but everything it's okay about this. Not
to be more specific on a woman, maybe in an agriculture area.
I said about these items, about the voice of the woman. I believe that is the time to make more to make the woman the voice of this world, let us say. Because and I felt that the same that I say that the woman of these rural areas felt. I believe it's the time to be the woman, the voice of this world.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Herda.
Well, what we definitely need is a Weber 4.0. And it's really a nice and easy saying. And why we need Weber 5? Okay, it can be 3.5. It doesn't matter. And why I'm saying this? Because for the first time, Weber 3.0 brought the discussion, the spotlight, and the measurement and the intervention of the public administration reform to a local level. I'm speaking countrywide, and for the first time in the third or the fourth largest city in the country, in Bitola. More importantly, what was measured, what was agreed as a project result, it became a systematically integrated into the municipal system. So it's not just a result that ended up somewhere in an NGO or just here and there.
You had that success, yeah.
Absolutely, it's part of the system of the municipality, and that's very important. Recently, my organization was working another research, and I'm going to just share the key takeaway point from this because I think it's very important considering the composition. whenever you have, and this was a national research on a different topic. It was something that the municipalities have to do when it comes to youth, and it's a legal obligation for them. I can share you the statistics. Whenever you have a legal obligation for a municipality, regardless of the topic, youth, public reform, whatever, green, woman in agriculture, if you have in the community, in the municipality, strong civil sector, an NGO, a community of people who are on the outside of the system but who have the knowledge on the topic and who are pushing the idea, you have results in the public sector. If you are missing that, you can have the money, you can have the budget, you can have everything. If you don't have the strong civil sector who is pushing for the idea in the municipality particularly, you don't have results. So we need to first congratulate ourselves for the great work being on the other side of the system, but working for the benefit of the system, and eventually to keep on doing and asking for the, keeping our role, because it's part of it's important part of the ecosystem for the overall development. Thanks.
Thank you, Rubin.
And
Yeah,
at the
please.
end, we all agree that actually real reform comes from the bottom, from the citizens, from us. And design thinking is actually that methodology that can help us to accept, learn, and define initiative from the bottom. That's one of the methodology that actually helped us in preparation other projects. And thank you for that. We hope so that Weber will continue. We don't know actually because of crisis and wars and etc. Would it be, but we hope so. And you did a great job. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And another part of the question was about what you missed, from this consortia. Yeah, could you a little bit, think about that? Yeah, what you missed. Yeah, we can be critical. That is like space. What actually was your pay point before and now? What you need. Yeah.
One more training in Belgrade.
I think.
Subotica. Let's go to Subotica.
Yeah, maybe decentralize. The court. Yeah, but actually, I'm totally satisfied with Weber, and I actually one thing is maybe key point, and that maybe to be more visible to people, maybe more money to PR to see.
Things
actually,
like that.
Yeah. Because, for example, if we want to go to European Union, ordinary people don't know what actually European Union did for us. How many schools, how many bridges, how many infrastructure projects.
How many those kind of projects and those
invisible.
kind of achievements.
They are invisible. So the Weber tools, it has to be more visible.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Yeah. We found something at the end. Yeah, Milena, please, your perspective.
This session got me really, really emotional. Like I started crying 3 times already from the beginning of the session.
Because of the fishbowl.
Yeah.
I made those.
Fish don't cry.
I made them.
I can just say that, for the end of the project, this is like the best way to finish. I really hope it will not be the end. I mean, we are really fighting, and we're not going down without a fight. As you said, it's difficult. Wars and other issues are taking over priorities, taking over funding, and less money is going into issues like this one. And I can see also in the donor community, people who are, let's say, our operational counterparts, they all agree, they all see the benefit, they're all pushing, they're all trying to persuade their bosses. But there is something broken now in the top of the system, and simply I think that it will be difficult, but we will keep pushing and keep looking for options. But I think that for you guys, for your projects, which have been so tangible for the citizens, because what you said, you know, that the Weber project itself maybe is not so visible, and honestly, okay, we had very little money for communication and for these things. No matter how much we invite the media to brunches, to meetings, to conferences, to events, you can see just from the topic what they're interested in and what they're not interested in. So this is something that is pretty difficult to change when you're working on this, you know, meta level, on the regional level. But for you guys, your stories are so tangible and they're so relevant to ordinary people. And one thing that I would do now, if we had some more funds to do another training, I would do training, which would actually be very useful for ourselves because we also don't have that knowledge and capacities, how to do fundraising campaigns, crowdfunding, you know?
Help you there.
There you go. Will you do it for free?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Why not? We can do that. Yeah.
Sure, we can even maybe do it online, because I think that your projects are very well suited and they actually stand a chance to be funded by the local community. You know, I mean, as a parent, I would crowdfund your project because although I don't have a child with intellectual disabilities, I empathize with you guys. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the great work, for all these achievements, and I really hope we continue.
Yeah. I don't want to add anything. Yeah, thank you so much. And if you didn't use the opportunity to vote, please vote now. It's time for the break.
I saw a few papers. Can I take it and vote for myself?
Yeah, of course. This is boss there. Dobar si, Božo. Dobro, nije loše ovo prošlo, ovaj fishbowl.